Hi, my name is AMZAR bin BAHARUDDIN and I'm from IZZAT S1G2.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Syed HARITH. Today I will present about my mini project for requirement 3 and 4, which is for assigning VLAN and configure router for inter-VLAN. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is MUHAMAD FAHMI bin SHUKRI. For this video, I will presentation about a requirement file is a configure router and ACL.
Assalamualaikum, my name is DARGAN from BITZ S1G1, holding matrix number B031920516.
Hi, my name is QISTINA binti KAMALUDIN. I am from BITZ S1G1. My matrix number is B0320102555.
Assalamualaikum, my name is AMZAR bin BAHARUDDIN and now I will explain about requirement 1, which assign the IP address, and requirement 2, which is configure the VLAN. I will choose one example to configure the IP address. Based on the table here, we need to assign the gateway. Then we need to assign the IP address and also the subnet mask. Make sure the IP address, subnet mask, and the gateway same as the table here. After that, I will explain about how to assign how to configure the IP address into the router. First, we need to enable. Then we need to configure the terminal. After that, we need to put the command interface fast internet. /0. Then we need to assign the IP address and also the subnet mask. Make sure the IP address and subnet mask is correct. For that, we need to put the command no shutdown. Then we need to put a command interface serial 0/0/0. Then we assign the IP address and the subnet mask. Make sure the IP address and the subnet mask is correct. After that, no shutdown. Then finish the configure the router. I will proceed to requirement 2, which is to configure the VLAN. First, we need to enable, then configure terminal. After that, put VLAN 10. and assign the name, which is red. Then VLAN 20, and the name is orange. And lastly is the VLAN 30, and the name is blue. Okay, then finish. You can see the VLAN by the command show VLAN. And this is the VLAN that we create. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, for requirement 3, which is we need to configure VLAN at each switches, which I already assigned it. For switch 1, we can see at the F01, which is from the switch 1 that connect to the switch 5 here. I already assigned it for native VLAN 99. And for the all red region, which is from interface F02 until F09 for VLAN 10, and for F010, which is for region blue, that I already assigned for VLAN 30, and the orange one, which is VLAN 20. Okay, at the switch 2, as we can see here, that I already assigned for F01, which is VLAN 99, for cable that connect from switch 2 to the switch 5, and for interface 02 until 04 for VLAN 20 for the orange region, and for the red region, which is VLAN 10. At the switch 5, we can see F01 until F03 that connected to the router, for F02 that connected to the switch 2, and for interface F03, which is connected to the switch 1, that already assigned native VLAN 99. And for the blue region, for interface 04 and 05, I gave it VLAN 30. Okay, for the requirement 4, which is we need to configure at the router HQ for inter VLAN. Let me show you. I already assigned it, so let me show you. So here we can see that at the interface F00, which is interface that connected to the switch 5, for .10, which is for VLAN 10, that I already give encapsulation with .10, and .20 for VLAN 20, and .30 for VLAN 30, which is for blue region. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Muhammad FAHMI with SHUKRI. For this video, I will demonstration about requirement 5, configure router with suitable routing protocol and access control this SEL. Okay, for the first requirement 5 is A, 1A, configure routing protocol at each router in branch and HQ network with RIP version 2. Okay, as we can see, I already configure it in branch 1, branch 2 and HQ. So let we see it. Okay, if I insert command show run for router HQ, okay, we can see it's already configured for version 2. You can see router read version 2. Okay, for the branch 1, insert show run command. So we can also see branch 1 already configured router by version 2 lah. Okay, for router branch 2, insert show run command. We also can see that branch 2 already configure which version 2 router, version 2, as you can see right there. Okay, version 2. Okay, for the next point D is ensure all hosts in branch only can communicate. Ensure all hosts in branch 1 and branch 2 only can communicate each other. So no outsider on the branch 1 and branch 2 can communicate each other lah. So no unauthorized user, and only can communicate with web server orange. Web server orange HQ network, as you can see. Okay, so let's go. We configure SCL in branch 1 and branch 2. Okay, as you can see, I already configured it. I use IP access list. IP access list standard name branch 1. So I use a permit IP for branch 1. This is a source IP address or network address for branch 1, and this is a destination. So we destination for web server lah. So it permit branch 1 to connect to web server orange, and also it permit branch 1 this network address branch 1 connect to branch 2. This is a network address branch 2. Okay, so I use the deny IP for all hosts for all VLAN not connect to branch 1 and branch branch 1 lah. Okay, so as you can see, if I pin to VLAN red, it will no unreachable. This is the network address IP address for VLAN red. I forgot the network address, so let me try again lah. Okay, let me try again. For host in a VLAN red, it will say it unreachable lah. Okay, requesting out. Okay, request out. So if I connect to a web server, so I ping to the web server, so that one, it will reply, it will connect successfully. Okay, for the branch 2, I already configure SCL. As you can see, this is a command to configure SCL for branch 2. This is a network address branch 2, and this source it permit branch 2 to communicate only web server. So I already insert IP address for destination branch 2, and also permit the branch 2 to branch 1. This IP address branch 1, and this network address for branch 2. Okay, so I will deny all VLAN, red, blue, orange cannot connect to each other except the web server. So as you can see, I will ping the web server first. It will successfully connect lah. Okay, apply. Okay, nice. So if we pin to the VLAN, like VLAN red, host VLAN red, so I say IP address. So it will say unreachable lah. It will say unreachable. Okay. Okay, done. Okay. For the C, so I already talked about C, about pin to host lah. Okay. So C is already done because I already talked about pin host to host. So next is D. D is same. It say red and blue only communicate each other, and red and blue also communicate with web server orange, but not host in VLAN orange. So I already configure it. As you can see, this is a command to configure SCL. So as you can see, if I pin to from host red, pin to orange, host orange, I pin to IP address 081.245. So it say unreachable. Alright. Okay, so if I pin to web server, it will be successful. Let's see. Reply for successfully. Okay. Alright. So that's all for me about the requirement file. Okay. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Situation. For the purple and the green circles, we have one server. And to configure this server, we're going to turn on the server, HTTP, HTTP server. We have to turn it on. Then we have to name for the purple one, I name it a server pool and the gateway, and use subnet mask and IP address, and the maximum number of users based on the given punching. And this one is for the purple, and this one is for green one. Now we want to test the PCs if they work or not. We will go to the IP configuration. As you can see here, we will turn this on, the requesting IP address. Now it shows the HTTP requested successfully and given the IP address and subnet mask here. Same thing goes with a green circle. We want to test the the HTTP configuration. Just stop and now it's requesting. HTTP requested successfully. The server gave this PC auto IP address, and the VAG address is the same that I entered with the server. Also for the root server, we're going to turn on the server, name it, and enter the VAG gateway, and the starting IP address, subnet mask, and the maximum number also based on given function. And we're going to save it. Now we want to test this. Server. IP configuration. Requesting the IP address. Now we can see DHCP request successfully. Same thing goes to the red circle. We're going to turn on the DHCP server and name it, enter the VAG gateway, start with the IP address, subnet mask, and we have to enter the maximum number of users with this PC. We're going to save it. Then we want to test this server. We want to click on PC, IP config. Now it's requesting. Now it's the DHCP request is successfully. That's all from my part. Thank you.
Now I'm going to show you how we configure DNS server. Click on the purple server, add DNS on it, and the name we set as group1.utem.edu.my. The address we set as 172.1.0.2 and click add. On all the email, set the domain name as group1.utem.edu.my. Set all the user and the password are 123. Close the server. From P1, we compose a testing email to G2 at group1.utem.edu.my. Subject as testing, and we say hi to G2 and send it. So here we can say send success, close P1 and open P2. Add email, click on receive. So here we can look, the mail are successfully received. Close G2, and now we're going to look at how to configure web server. Click on the orange server, add all the pictures, add the index HTML. We edit all of this. Click on save. Go back to file manager and desktop. Click on the web browser. Search for the web domain name 192.168.168.1. 11446. Go. Here we can see our group 1 mini project computer network name and pictures. And that's it from me.